Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89, a VA claims consulting, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. And welcome to this evening's live Q&A session. I'm just going to be talking about a couple of topics, but I want to try and get as many questions answered because I know I missed some veterans last time. So before we get into the Q&A, just a quick disclaimer. Just want everybody to know I'm not an accredited claims agent. I don't work for a law firm. I don't provide any legal advice, any medical advice, or anything like that. Here at KMD 89 Consulting, we only educate veterans on the VA disability compensation claims process so they may be able to maximize their VA compensation benefits. Okay. So with that being said, I want to just give a quick thanks to the attendees that attended the event, a free event that I gave last Friday. And we educated people on how to do keyword searches in the VA's M21 manual reference and the 38 CFR. I think we went over, supposed to only been an hour. I think we maybe went over like another hour. It was like 2 hours, but a lot of good information. Got a lot of good feedback. I'm going to try and do those a little bit more often. It's just, I want to make sure that I have some solid content that each veteran or family members of veterans can actually use. So give me a thumbs up. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Want to give a shout out. We got Michael here. He is up with the first question. Actually, he had a question typed in as I was sitting here waiting to go live. Okay. So, and also make sure we get those likes up. Okay. Hit that like button. Definitely will appreciate that. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Cornell. Michael's question is, hello. My question is, I put in for PTSD at first and was denied 3 years ago and put another claim in June and denied again. But I asked for a high-level review to look over my claim. I was diagnosed. Let's see, got a second question here with a provisional diagnostic code for chronic PTSD and was wondering, do I need to wait for my mental health doctors to fully diagnose me, or can I continue filing for PTSD with those two stressors on file? Okay, Michael, you didn't list the stressors. You state that you have chronic PTSD, so either you have PTSD or you don't have PTSD. Okay. Don't know why you were denied. I would have to ask the question, when you file a claim for PTSD, did they give you a CMP exam? If they gave you a CMP exam, did you go to that exam? If you went to that exam, you received the rating decision that denied it, have you requested a copy of your VA claims folder? If so, then on that VA claims folder, there should be a copy of the CMP exam. Have you reviewed that CMP exam? Obviously the doctor gave, if you had a CMP exam, the doctor gave a negative opinion. What is the rationale for that negative opinion? Okay. So I do understand the question, but it leads me to ask you more questions. Okay. If you haven't requested a copy of that claims folder, I think in one of, let's see, you're getting counseled by VA medical health care counselor. Okay. They say, I got a call today. I had a little review team saying they're reviewing my claim and should make a decision within 3 weeks. Should I be worked? It's hard to say, Michael, because I'm not looking at any information. Again, the question that you asked led me to like 3 or 4 additional questions. One thing that I hear from vets a lot is they say, hey, I'm doing a high-level review. And first question, do you have a copy of your claims folder? Do you know why you're doing a high-level review? Is there evidence to show that you can win the high-level review that the VA made a mistake? The rating activity, made a mistake. So until I see information, then it's hard to answer those questions. But to your question, to be worried, if they haven't made a decision yet, would I be worried? I probably wouldn't, because I'm educated on that process. I know what's in my claim folder. If you don't know if you never submit for a copy of your claims folder, you don't know what's in it. You don't know the evidence that you needed to do a high level review. Then yeah, I would say you might want to be worried, because you haven't educated yourself on that. If so, then you just have to sit back and wait on that decision. Let's talk under the tree podcast. I'd like to know what that podcast about. How you doing, sir? Hello. Okay, man, we got got Doug in here. Yep, loud and clear. Doug, I remember you from a couple of weeks ago. All right. If I see you got that Saint shirts on, I don't know I can't remember if you did say you were in New Orleans or Louisiana, but if you are, I hope you and your family are doing safe after that hurricane. Cornell, what's going on? Gun guy, hey, what's up? Okay, it's a car accident and Hurricane Katrina. Okay, I got you. Nicolette says, what should you do if you think should use that word, think the CMP examiner made an error on your exam and put in symptoms that you do not have? You can't do anything based off think. You have to get a copy of that CMP exam to know if they actually did that or not. Okay. Like I stated in some of my previous videos, I talked about how I went and got a copies of my VA claims folder from the release of information, not VA claims folder, but CMP exams from the VA release of information. But that was back when all the CMP exams were being done at the VA. It wasn't through any other third-party contracted examiners. Okay, so I would say get out of thinking if they did something and get into knowing if they did something. And just like I told Michael earlier, you got to have a copy of that CMP exam. That's key. And I've always, last couple of months, I've challenged veterans to put in, why haven't you put in that request to get a copy of your claims folder? I put it in the description section of all my videos this year, especially how I requested a copy of my claims folder on CD and I received it. Okay. A lot of people don't look at that description section. I get emails, I get phone calls, and I tell people time and time again in my YouTube live streams and some of my YouTube videos how I did it and where you can find how I did it in the description section. A lot of people don't click on that show more button to see it, and they go and do a high level review and they don't know what's in the claims file and they end up getting denied. Okay. Okay. Michael says, yes, you had a CMP exam. Do you know what's on that CMP exam? Do you have a copy of your claims folder? Cornell, nexus to service might be his problem. It could be, but again, Cornell, at this point, we're all just guessing, because without that claim file and actually knowing what's in it and not just thinking what could and might be in it, we're just guessing at this point. All right. But good point. Johnny, thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you as well. Mr. Walker, I'm still active duty with only 6 months left. When is the best time to file and with who, VSO or VA rep? And when do I get seen by CMP exam? Well, Johnny, I can tell you're already behind the Powerball. And this is why I say that. I did a video back in December. I want to say it was like the second or third week, but it was before Christmas. So if you go to my YouTube channel and go back and list all my videos by dates, meaning just last year, and you look in December, I did a video and talked about BDD claims. I share a screenshot slide where I show the M21 and it lists the requirements for active duty personnel. One of the requirements, you can submit a claim 180 days out. You're 6 months out. That's why I say you're behind the Powerball. You know, you got to ask yourself, why didn't you have someone review your service treatment records? Already had it 526 filled out. On that 180th day, you go into TAPS or wherever, and you submit that BDD claim. And then hopefully within 30, 45 days of, depending on where you're at, you get a CMP exam. So go back and look at that video. I share the slide, a couple of slides, I think. But as it pertains to the BDD claims, the requirements, what do you need? What form do you need? All that stuff, okay? Go back and look at that video. Katrina car accident is not combat related. Well, Cornell, when you have a stressor due to PTSD, it doesn't have to be combat. It could be non-combat. But regardless if it's combat or not, you still need a stressor. So let's just say Hurricane Katrina, a lot of U.S. Coast Guard, when they were going pulling people off the roofs and people were saying, hey, I got my dead grandmother or dead family member, and they look in there and they see and they mark the building, that's a stressor. Okay. It's easy to confirm. I'm pretty sure they have something in their medical record showing, one, that they were in the Coast Guard and maybe they were on assignment, maybe got some awards or something like that. A car accident can be a stressor. Okay. Everybody's claim is different. So when you talk about stressors, there's stressors for combat and then there's stressors for non-combat. One of the trainings that we provide every month, how to be successful on the during the VA disability compensation claims process. One of the topics we talk about PTSD, and then we give some examples of stressors, combat and non-combat. And actually, Cornell, Hurricane Katrina is one of the examples that we reference in that training. If I'm 100% PTSD, am I able to work only part-time with the landscaping company, or is that putting my rating in jeopardy? If you're 100% for PTSD, not due to IU, then you go out to Hollywood and make movies with Denzel Washington and Jennifer Lopez. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right. Now, IU, you can still work with individual unemployability. You're rated 100% under IU, but you can't go more than the poverty threshold. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Benny, hey Benny, what's going on? Good to see you again. Hello, Dwayne. Thanks for doing these live streams. Hey, not a problem. I love to do it. I know last time that I talked, I asked, hey, when you want to do it? You want me to do it every week, every other Wednesday? Everybody said every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I'll have to miss my gym time to do these every other Wednesday, but I'm okay, Benny. I didn't go to the gym today, so I already told my workout partners, hey, look, every other Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a YouTube live stream Q&A with my vets, so I won't be working out. Maybe work out after we finish up this live stream. Nick, what should you do if the CMP examiner made an error and put symptoms you don't have? One thing, once that CMP exam is there. You have to think about, how did it affect it? Did it get you to increase? Did it not? If it put symptoms you don't have, did that cause you to get an increase and you didn't want the increase? It's hard to say because don't know which exam you went for, the symptoms they listed, they didn't list. And Nick, that's a hard one. So again, that's a question that leads me to ask more questions. Okay. But I had a CMP exam and I talked about it in my, what's the name of that video? It's one of the first videos I did last year when I started my channel. I think it's my experience as a VA rater, or my experience with my VA claim as, a RVSR. A doctor put some false information in my CMP exam. I contacted the director of the VA VAMC that the doctor worked at. So to my surprise, I got a response. And basically they were saying, hey, we can't tell you the outcome of what we're going to do with him. And I just responded saying, I know you're not going to fire him. Okay. So I'm not even asking for that. What I'm asking for is I want another exam with another doctor that's going to do it the right way. I shouldn't have to appeal this because they lied on my CMP exam. Okay. Uh, and back then it was long wait times for CMP exams. In about 6 months, I got a call from the CMP office and they say you need to report for another exam. I asked, wait a minute, what exam am I coming in for? They told me, okay, and made the appointment, and that was it. Okay. And when I got there, I just made sure I had a copy of the exam where the doctor gave the false information, and I showed it to the new examiner and said, hey, the guy that's sitting across the hallway with his door open, that's why I'm here, because he lied. And that examiner never turned around. And I said it loud enough because we were standing in the hallway where he could hear me. And that's the way I handle it. So depending on your situation, you may have to handle a little bit differently, but that's the way I handle mine. Okay. All right. So we got 39 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Again, thank you to a lot of the veterans. I haven't seen any veterans that attended um, the free event that we had last year of doing the keyword searches in the M21 and doing searches in the 38 CFR. But just want to give a shout out to them again, the ones that signed up, not only signed up, but actually showed up. Okay. We had about 27 people, but only about 10 people showed up. But hey, it still was a good time. Had a lot of questions, a lot of interactions. Even I learned some things that some veterans that are going through with this claims process, they shared, and really had a good time. Q Walk, hello, how you doing, sir? Or ma'am? I would do that, sir. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep, check the video. Benny, Dwayne, have you seen heart-related conditions such as premature ventricular contractions get awarded to secondary conditions such as anxiety? Not that I can recall. No, not that I can recall. Now, again, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't say either way if that's something that can happen. A medical doctor would have to make that determination. Okay. But I mean, it's up to you what you want to claim secondary. You just have to think about, if you have somebody do a nexus for you, what evidence or proof that they have that has you have PVCs, or can one have PVCs due to a mental condition? Scott, appreciate your vids. Hey, not a problem. Filed my claim for PTSD, tinnitus, and knee conditions. Which knee, Scott? When you claimed it, did you claim right knee, left knee, or bilateral knee, or did you just put knee condition? That's key. You got two knees. In early July, had positive CMP exams for all three. Well, I guess I just stuck my foot in my mouth because you just answered that question. CMP exams for all three, hoping for a decision soon. Hey, good luck with it. I tell people, if you get that CMP exam, you're 75% of the way there, because they've done, they have enough evidence to at least get you to that exam. Okay. So hopefully they should have a decision for you soon. The time frames, they're all wacky, some a week, some 2 weeks, 2 months, who knows? But hopefully, Scott, they get an answer for you soon. Fritz, currently at 99% TDIU, then I'm being told not to submit any more claims, even though they are service connected and documented. Should I continue filing my claims until I get 100% told? That would be up to you. Here at KMD 89 Consulting, we don't advise the vet on what they should or shouldn't do as it pertains to their personal claim. We educate veterans on the claims process. So I can tell you this: when I became 100% P&T, I still filed 2 claims. I wasn't worried about them looking at anything else on my claim. Okay. Not saying that they won't, They may go back to the last rating decision if they have to verify some information, but they don't go back and look at their whole entire claim. That's crazy. That's ludicrous because they would sit there literally all day. If I don't have my claims folder, but you see I show my claims folder and it's about this thick, and that's not considered a lot of information. I only have 2 volumes. Some veterans have 5, 6, 7, 8 volumes. Do you think they actually have time, if you're 100% PNT, to go back and look through everything? Now, they may find something in something that you're claiming that may cause them to go back. Okay. And I'm just saying that they don't, but what I am saying is highly unlikely. But that would have to be up to you. I knew what I was doing with the conditions I was claiming an increase for, even though I was 100% PNT. So I wasn't worried about it. And I had DBQs from my private doctor. Okay. Okay, Benny. Melvin. Hello, DK. What's going on, Mel? Mr. B, what is a rework exam sent back to the C&P exam from the VA? Rework exam, they could be anything. Obviously, if an exam went back, they asked for an addendum. The only way you know what that addendum is for is on that 2507 or addendum request that they send back to that particular examiner or contractor office. Okay. Have you ever seen veterans who have specific diagnosis in their claims file backdated to time in service? Yes and no. Yes, if they file a claim within 1 year of ETS and somebody had the incorrect effective date and a CUE was filed by the veteran and they went back, but not like 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 years or nothing like that. No, I have not. I meant 90%. First, I figured that's what it was. When you said 99%, I kind of figured it was 90%. Yes, Scott, both knees, and I kind of, instead of reading the whole question, I should have read the whole question before I opened my mouth. Tremaine, how hard is it getting rated for plantar fasciitis on both feet? I can't say, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard, but I will say this. That question leads me to another question. Under the 5 ways of service connection, how would you be claiming it? Pre-service, direct, increase, secondary, or presumptive. Okay. And do you know the criteria for all the 5 ways, the 5 ways of service connection? All right. And do you know the diagnostic code for plantar fasciitis? And if you do, have you went to that diagnostic code and looked at the criteria for, I think it's 0. I don't have my page turned musculatorial, but have you looked at all the diagnostic code criteria and know where you fall? And do you have documentation for that criteria? Okay. So it kind of leads me to ask some other questions. So if the answer is no to everything that I just asked, then yeah, it's going to be hard because you're not educated. Okay. Once you become educated on that, you file it. That's not saying that they're going to grant it. All right. But it gives you an understanding of why they should grant it and what you need in your claims folder for them to grant it. But remember, the human factor of the VA C&P examiner. Okay. You can have all the evidence and everything could be right, and they could still provide a negative opinion when they should provide a positive opinion. Okay. Okay. So we talked about the previous live Zoom meetings I did. If you weren't on here, we did last Friday and Friday before last, did 2 events. The first one, both of them were free, but the first one just did in-person Q&A because here I can't interact with anybody, but there everybody showed up. showed their video. I could see them. They could see me. They had some questions. I know one individual said, hey, I should let each person take 5 minutes and just kind of talk. It was only an hour, and that would have took, we had at least 10 people, and that would have took 50 minutes, which we only had 10 minutes left for a Q&A. So I just opened it up for question and answers, but we came back the following week, last Friday, and we did show people how to do a keyword search in M21 and explain some things, and then how to get to the 38 CFR. We went into the 38 CFR. I showed some rating criteria, some other VA regulations in the 38 CFR, and all that stuff. So again, thanks for everyone that attended, and the feedback that we've been getting has been phenomenal. So definitely appreciate the feedback. The other topic that I want to talk about tonight, and then I'll get back to some questions. What I've been hearing from, and I talked about this, I think, on the last live stream, what I've been hearing a lot from most of our clients. They're going out, they're having DBQs done by private physicians, and they've been doing it in person and by telehealth, which after March 1st, 2021 of this year is sufficient. You can do that, okay? Meaning your private doctor can do it by telemental telehealth, okay? But what we've been seeing is a lot of veterans are submitting DBQs that are actionable and sufficient, okay? And some of the raters are holding these private doctors to a higher standard than the VA CMP exam doctors. And what I mean by that is this. And I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to talk about it again. I'm going to do a video on it, okay? And I'm going to show some slides. On the DBQs, if you go back and look, I think it was March 3rd or 7th when I did a video when I said DBQs are back. And in that video, I state that I'm glad that they're back, but I feel that there's going to be a catch. And I said it in some other videos before they did come back. And this is the catch. I didn't know it the first 30 or 60 days because I hadn't seen it. But now clients, other veterans I talk to, submit DBQs. Some they go through, not a problem. Now, on that first page, it asks the examiner to state, let me just get a DBQ. Actually, I talked about this in a video that I did today. Okay. So, and I'm going to do another video, probably do it over the weekend and post it next week. But first question they ask, are you a VA healthcare provider? Yes or no. Okay. So if you're a private doctor, then obviously it's going to be a no. Is a veteran regularly seen as a patient in your clinic? Yes or no. Now, that question, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is a trick question. And this is how some RVSRs are holding the VA doctors to a higher standard. I'll read it again. Is the veteran regularly seen as a patient in your clinic? Now, this is what we've been seeing. If some veterans are already service connected, okay, and they're going in for an increase, and the private doctor completes the DBQ and states that they looked at the veteran's claims folder, the VA claims folder, saying that that's the evidence that they review, and that's another question that's on those DBQs. So the examiner said they looked at everything. Some RVSRs are confirming and continue. So what that means, if you're 70% and you have a DBQ that shows you should be 100%, or if you have a DBQ that's 30%, shows you should be 70%, RVSRs are saying, nope, we're not going to grant the increase because your doctor did not state how long he or she been treating you, based on the question of, is the veteran regularly seen as a patient in your clinic? It says yes. Now, after that, nowhere else on this form does it ask that examiner to state how long they've been treating them. Now, also in that same video that I did at March 3rd, March 7th, I showed an M21 reference, and it said, take into consideration length of time veteran has been treated. Didn't say it was a requirement, but take into consideration. But didn't say that it was a requirement that the private doctor has to have seen you numerous occasions. Okay. Now, another thing that some RVSRs have been using against veterans is the doctor didn't state they reviewed your entire VA claims folder. Now, for an increase, they don't. They don't. There's nothing saying that they do. Because if you're coming in for an increase, the nexus, everything before that has already been done. You're just trying to find out the current residuals. That's it. Now, going back to that question, and I have to read it again, excuse me, because I keep forgetting. Is a veteran regularly seen at a patient in your clinic? Now, they want you to go see their doctor because they're going to say, oh, you refused our examination. Well, if you go see their doctor, that doctor is going to say, no, this veteran is not regularly treated at my clinic. And they're going to use that DBQ. So why does your doctor have to state that how long they've been treating you, or if they've been treating you at all? Because if their doctor, meaning the VA contractor doctor at QTC, LHI, or VA services, does not treat you on a regular basis, why does your private doctor has to treat you on a regular basis? And if he or she says that they does, I would think that would be a good thing because they're more in tune to your conditions and your current residuals. So I think that's just a way that some RVSRs use to keep moving the finish line so veterans don't get the highest evaluation that they deserve. Okay. So keep that in mind, put it in the back of you, think about it. It's something to think about because if you go to that CMP exam, what they're telling you, we don't care if you have a DBQ that's actionable and sufficient with or without a nexus statement if you need one. Sorry about that. My office phone is ringing. But what they're telling you indirectly, we don't care about that. We want you to go see our doctor because we know our doctor is going to do probably the bare minimum. Okay. But their doctor don't even treat you. So the reason why I stopped going to see one of the reasons why I stopped going to CMP exams, because I'm like, why am I going to go see somebody that don't regularly treat me? They don't care if I get service connection or not. They don't care about recording my current symptoms because I looked at some of my previous CMP exams. Now, I'm not saying all doctors do this, but I got to the point where I wasn't going to put myself in that situation. Okay. It's up to you to decide if you go to that exam or not, if you have a DBQ. In some of my other videos, I stated that I wasn't going to go. Okay. Because I didn't want there to be any conflicting evidence. Okay. But think about that. Is the veteran regularly seen as a patient in your clinic? And they're asking the VA contract doctors yes or no. And they're checking no. So which doctor do you think is more privy to the information, the evidence for your claim? The doctor that says yes, they are regularly treated, or the doctor that says no? That's the way I look at it. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that up so people could be aware of that, because it could cause you, if you're at 90%, it could cause you not to get that 100%. All right. So if I had to do it over again and they did me like that, I would fight it tooth and nail. High level review. Okay. You don't want to give it to them a high level review, then I'm going to ask for a BVA judge hearing. If I got to sit there and wait a year, fine. And then I'm going to ask the judge, why are some RVSRs holding private doctors to a higher standard than the VA contract doctors when they're looking at the same information? That's why I've majority of my videos and live streams, I challenge veterans. Why haven't you requested a copy of your claims folder? Why? So tonight, I should see some comments as to, hey, Dwayne, I requested it. I received it. Hey, Dwayne, I did request it, but I haven't received it yet. I want to see some of that in the comments. So when you're typing in your answers, guess what else you need to do? Hit that like button. Boom. There it is. All right. Back to some questions. Robert West claiming OSA, hypertension, thoracic spine injury, upper and lower back, and using sitting as the cause. Okay. I have a couple of studies that refer my military job was in an office setting. Thoughts? Well, I think, you're on the right path. Could that cause you to have back problems? Yeah, I don't know about the OSA and hypertension, but I'm sitting here in a chair and I have one of those lumbar things, and I've been thinking about getting another chair because after a while I have a tendency to slump over. So it could just have to see if they will concede that and give you a CAP exam. Maurice, is it difficult to get a direct service connection for migraines with limited service treatment? I got service connected for migraines, and I had one report. I went to the doctor, and I was having like some sinus issues and was causing some nasal congestion, and I was getting all these migraines. So they put in there under diagnosis possible sinus headaches. Okay, that was it. And I think one of the PFCs or privates that do the intake and stuff wrote that. But I claimed it. That was the only thing that was in my records. They said the first time they denied it, they kept saying, we don't see nothing, we don't see nothing, we don't see nothing. And I was like, basically like, look, there it is right there. Got a CMP exam. They said no. I kept fighting it, but I eventually got service connected. But that was one of the tough ones. I don't think it was anything that had to do on my part. It was just the regional office that was handling my claim at the time. They were just horrible. And I bet they still horrible. So I just had to fight because they kept saying, we don't see any complaints. We don't see no treatment or nothing. I'm like, the records that I requested, that I found it in, I received it from you all. So how did you miss it? And I don't think they missed it. They just didn't, they didn't want to service connect before. Kevin, just filed for migraine secondary to tinnitus, submitted IMO and Nexus letter. Did you submit the DBQ, Kevin? It was send it for ACE exam, records review. What's your take on ACE exam? Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. It's not up to the vet if they get a choice. But ACE exam is basically the doctor is looking at the information and making a decision. But my question to you, Kevin, is your IMO or / Nexus statement completed correctly? Is all the information in there? That's the question. Okay. Benny, Dwayne, I have been waiting for my claims folder from the VA for months. I contacted my VSO and he offered to print it out for me. If I go and pick it up, he has access to it from, however you can get it. If they willing to give it to you, hey, there you go. Took me 11 months to get mine. Why? I don't know. But I got it like in 11 months. Okay. Some other people have told me they've gotten it in 2 months. Some other people, some of the training that I gave, they said, hey, I did this and I got it in a couple of weeks, so I don't think that there's one solid thing that you can do, because I've even asked, what kind of form did you put it on? How did you submit it? One gentleman said they just wrote a letter and submitted it. I put it on a VA form 21-4138. Took 11 months. I don't think that was the cause. I just think the VA doesn't put priority on these. But that's why I say I challenge people. So thank you, Benny, for being the first person that actually responded to that. Waiting on everybody else to let me know if you got a copy of your claims for. You know what, Benny? I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm about to do. Okay. So, hey, go my frat. What's going on? There you go. You see it. That's that blue and white. Go Ma. Hey, thank you for the super sticker, Lil Rock. Um, and I want to tell everybody I'm still working on the website. We adopted um, a school in a low income area in the Tampa area where I live, and all the proceeds from our YouTube channel, where you give a super sticker or the payouts that we get at the end of the month when you're watching all our videos, we do donations to that school. So school supplies, if they need like a new refrigerator, we're about to get some paint. We reached out to Walmart. They've given a gift card. Home Depot's given a gift card. Ace Hardware in the school's neighborhood, they're talking about donating the paint. We just got to get the colors from the school. We're going to participate in a career day. I'm going to show up. I'm going to have some other veterans that I know in the Tampa area, some veteran entrepreneurs, and also some active duty uh, service members that I know that work at the MacDill Air Force Base here in Tampa, to go and just talk to these students that they come from low income houses. So we want to reach out and just do something for our community. So if you do give a super sticker like Lil Rock did, I definitely appreciate it. KMD 89 team appreciates it, and I know the school will. We're still working on that section for the page, the link, the page on our website. We're waiting on some pictures from the school. We just dropped off a 200. My assistant dropped off a $250 gift card to the school. We're also going to be participating in school teachers appreciation week. They're going to be getting Amazon cards, weekly drawings, and stuff like that. So all the proceeds that we get from the YouTube channel, that's what we're doing. And we're looking at a high school as well. So just so everybody knows, that's where those funds go to. But I'm working with my social media person to get that page up, because I want everyone to see, when you do a super sticker, I want you to see where those funds are going. So definitely appreciate it. Alex, I need to know if you request a copy of your claims file yet. Let me know. But your question is, can I add sciatica when I file supplemental claim for back condition if I hadn't filed for sciatic in the original claim? Well, you got to understand what a supplemental claim is. A supplemental claim is for conditions that you were previously denied. So the question I have for you is, were you previously denied for a sciatica? Now, on the back DBQ, in the diagnosis section, and later on in that DBQ, it has radiculopathy. Radiculopathy, you can have it of the sciatic and femoral nerve in the lower extremities. Okay. Yasmin, the nap queen. Question for you, Yasmin. Have you requested a copy of your claims file? Let me know. I've been 100% Social Connect PNT for a month now. Congratulations. And I'm still requesting my. You know what? I'm so sorry, Yasmin. I'm gonna have to read. I'm gonna start reading all these questions. Uh, I'm still requesting my claims file because I want to see if, and that's not a bad thing. Now, one thing that I did do, I submitted my request in January 2020, and I waited. And so something just told me to go to e-benefits, which I rarely do. Okay. So I don't know much about e-benefits, but I just get on there and I explore it. And it was around, I want to say the week before Thanksgiving. Okay. No, not the week before, but a few days before Thanksgiving. And I see that they had closed out my request. There should be a request in there. It was for me in e-benefits. Showing I submitted a FOIA request for copy of my claims file. But before that, when I submitted my request in January, late January, early February, I received a letter saying that they received my request. So if you submitted it and you haven't received it, you might want to call and ask them, is your FOIA or privacy request in your claims folder? Okay. But I checked it a couple of days, 2-3 days, whatever, before Thanksgiving. They said they closed it out on November 3rd. I was like, that's odd. So I didn't even call the 800 number, because the 800 number, this is something they couldn't even help me with. Okay. They don't know. So I didn't call and ask them. Called the VA White House hotline, made a complaint. I received a call from a supervisor, and they stated, well, we sent it out, give it 10 days. It's been more than 10 days. So I'm thinking it's lost in the mail. So she said, okay, we're going to send out another one. And I said, well, I'm requesting that you expedite it because I shouldn't have to wait another 11 months. And she said, no, 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 no. So when I got off the phone 2 hours later, the doorbell rang, and guess what was in the mail? So I guess due to COVID and the holidays, things were behind. But then the following week, I received another CD in the mail. Okay. And that was from the complaint. But one came from Janesville, Wisconsin. Another one came from St. Louis. Henry, basically the VA compensation division are trained to deny everything they can. It's like they're low-handed and haters. Henry, I agree with that 50% of it, because I had 4 CMP exams. 2 were horrible. I talk about it all the time. The other 2 those examiners were really nice. Okay, they were really nice. And actually, the ones that were nice, I got source connected, obviously, but the ones that were horrible, not only were they horrible, within a minute or two going into that CMP exam, I knew I wasn't going to get it. The energy was bad. It was horrible. Trucker, keep up the good work. Hey, appreciate it. Hold on. Before I go any further, Henry, have you requested a copy of your claims folder? Okay. Now, Trucker, keep up the good work. Thank you. Will do. Requested my claims folder. Still waiting to get it. I will let you know when I get it. Hey, I appreciate it. Gun guy, question. I put in chronic sinusitis and rhinitis, the presumptive conditions that they recently added. What are your thoughts on this subject? Gun guy, I think you told me week before last, but have you requested a copy of your claims folder? I think you said you did. And I said last month, I know the criteria for chronic sinusitis and rhinitis. I haven't researched that presumptive for Gulf War particulates or something like that. I've been extremely busy doing, putting together these live events, couple live Q&As the last Fridays. I did an in-person event here in Tampa last month. That took up a lot of time. So I just haven't had the time, gun guy, to go through it. But give me a couple of weeks and I will. Maybe that's something I can research and then talk about on the next live stream. Hey, gun guy, you got my number. So feel free to give me a call and tell me, Dwayne, I'm calling to remind you, do that research. Okay. You have my number. So give me a call. And again, let me know if the claims file. Michael, I requested mine a few weeks ago and still waiting. Okay. Elton, did a FOIA request, got mine within a month. Thank you for your service. Hey, likewise. Hey, Elton, quick question, if you don't mind me asking. Did you use a particular form to submit your FOIA request? And the second question, did you fax it, mail it, or did you do a direct upload? Because you say you got it within a month. So I'm curious. Please share. Big Don 65. Thank you, sir. Listening to you, I went from 10% to, and just from listening to me, and that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, sir. Listening to you, I went from 10 to 90% in 90 days. That's what I'm talking about. Dealing with migraines, back pain, and shaving. PFB, that's folliculitis Barbie, for those of you that don't know, with several ailments still pending CNP appointments forthcoming. Hey, you're right around the corner. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep pushing, and good luck. I'm glad to hear that the educational information that I'm giving people is helping. Okay. But I get a lot of calls sometimes, and I tell people, have you went to our website? 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 A lot of questions I get, they're on the website. Okay. But I still don't mind the 15-minute consultations that we give. But we've updated our website and it's new information there. So definitely go check it out. Q, I got my claims filed in 8 months. Man, hey, Q, I asked Elton if you can share, if you don't mind, which form did you submit it on? Did you just put it on, a piece of paper? Did you use a 4138, a different VA form? And how did you submit it? Direct upload, fax, mail, or a combination between the two? Gun guy, I will. Thanks. All right. Benny, my CC stated plus planus at entrance and exit exams. Navy noted plus planus was not a problem at discharge. Now 30 years later, I'm having issues in service. It was strenuous on my feet thinking to file. I had it on my entrance exam, and then I showed complaints where I went to sick call and say, "Hey, um, I was complaining about foot pain." Okay. Um, they denied me, of course. And that's something else that I had to fight. But I had a private doctor, a podiatrist. He was really cool. I think he's in New York City now. So if anybody's in New York City, contact me. If you're in that area, I can give you his name. You have to find him. I don't know. I think he said he went to New York. Podiatrist, really good guy. Filled out my DBQ. Uh, he did some other things, but I ended up getting it even after that doctor at the VA examiner said I didn't have it. Just crazy. Okay. And the last thing that I was going to talk about, we have about 10 minutes. We got 58 people in here. Please like the video. Okay. Please leave a comment. But the last thing I was going to talk about was I challenge everyone to request a copy of their claims file. So been getting a lot of people saying that they requested a copy of it. But that's all I had to discuss. But I'll take some more questions. Brenda Phillips, I sent for my claim folder 2 weeks ago. Brenda, were you in the training week before last? The live Q&A, I think week before last. If so, let me know and leave a comment saying how you liked it. Okay. So we got 56 people. Let's get these likes up. Like. And also, I'm going to be doing this every other Wednesday. Okay. So at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll only have about 56 people. Share it with some of your other veterans. Okay. I didn't share it on any social media or anything like that. Normally I do. This time I just been so crazy busy that it just slipped my mind. Okay. So make sure you like the video. I know last time I talked about, hey, when would you like me to see it? Or do the live Q&A. People said, every other Wednesday is fine. So your wish has been granted. Really appreciate your channel. Hey, not a problem. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with other veterans. And also, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, on Facebook, if you look for the business name, KMD89 VA Claims Consulting, and also the veteran Facebook group is VA Disability Service Connection. How can you get there? Go to the description section, click on that show more, and in the description section, have links to all that. Okay. You can follow us there. Pretty much the videos that I do here, we put in the veteran service group and on our business page, but also we do some other posts, especially on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, just look for Dwayne Kimball, and I got a business page on LinkedIn as well. We'll post, different things, especially as it pertains to events. Because sometimes I try to plan the events like at the end of the week. So if I upload a video, I can tell people about it. But a lot of people that may be part of the Facebook veterans group may not be subscribed to the YouTube channel. So definitely, if you like what content that we're putting out, make sure you tell other veterans, share in other veteran Facebook groups. So if you become if you join the veteran Facebook group, share the information in other veterans groups, okay, on Facebook. If you can. I know a lot of people, they say you can't, but if you're sharing that, hey, I'm going live on YouTube, I don't think it'll be a problem, but if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Elton said VA form 28-10206. I did electronic. Okay. Tom Patrick. It is good to have your VA primary care fill out a DBQ for a claim. Tom Patrick, have you requested a copy of your VA claims folder? Some primary care physicians will do it. The majority of them will not. Okay. But doesn't hurt to ask. Okay. All right, everybody. We got about 5 more minutes. Make sure you get those lights up. I submitted my 4130 by certified mail and online. That's what I did. I faxed mine and mailed it in.
Sorry, what was that?
Boy, you hear Alexa talking, huh? Guess I'm talking too loud. But I did mine on 4138 and I mailed it and faxed it. That's how I did it. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Ron, great info, Mr. Kimball. Thanks, no problem. Ron, have you requested a copy of your claims file? All right. I see some other people in here. I hate to call people out, but I want to know. Gun guy still with?
I want to know, by Joe on Amazon Music.
I'm sorry. Alexa, pause. I'm so sorry. That's got to be a first, right? My wife was like, why you have that thing plugged up? You never listen to it. Okay, I'm going to start calling some people out. Alex, haven't heard from you. Kevin B. Maurice Roberts, Robert West, Tremaine, Scott, Fritz, Melvin. I think Benny, yep, he's already told me. So I'm calling people out. Oh, Nick. All right. So I want to know. Let's see. Okay, Ron said he has. Okay, yes. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. Take a couple more questions, but yeah. So every other Wednesday. So the next one will be September 22nd, and then October 6th. If anything changes, I'll let people know in some of my YouTube videos. Don't have any vacation plan, but just share with veterans. I like to see more. We normally average about 55, 60 viewers. I'd like to get that up. Hopefully, up around 200 or something. But definitely share with other veterans. And also go check out the website, kmd89.com, kmd89.com, because we have, I'll just put that, you can see it scrolling down at the bottom. We have a lot of classes there. And if you Google us, we have several, almost 75-star reviews on some of our training. And if not, just jump in the live stream. I'll try to do more Q&A sessions, free ones, live, where I ask people to share their videos, because some of the questions, I can get to them a little bit faster than reading them and then waiting on a response and, stuff like that. But those will normally be Fridays, 1 p.m. So, just go to our website periodically. But if I do something different, like I did last Friday, where I'm doing a keyword search, showing people how to do keyword searches in M21, and I'm sharing my screen, then, I'll definitely let people know if I'm doing something special like that. And again, if you donate a super sticker in a live stream, or, we do receive funds from YouTube at the end of the month, just want to remind everybody, those funds go into a budget for schools that we've adopted in low-income neighborhoods here in the Tampa, Florida area. Okay, and again, working with my social media person to get that page on our website, so you can see when you donate, super sticker, you can see where those funds are actually going. School supplies, paint, different things like that. And we're waiting on pictures from the school that we could share on our website. Okay. We might just do a photo day or something with, some of the teachers or something like that. So we have to plan that stuff. And, COVID, Florida, the cases are rising here in Florida. So people are back to wearing masks, which I can definitely understand, and just trying to, take several whatever precautions that they can. I don't think anything's out there is bulletproof from you getting it, but whatever you can do. So we'll try to do stuff like that and share on our website so you can see, hey, I donated, $5 or $10 as a super sticker. You can see where it's going. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Tom said, I have asked for mine 6 months ago. Okay, hopefully you get it soon. No, I haven't, but I will very soon. So Tremaine, where can you go in any of my videos and find out how I did it? Let me know in the comment section. Kevin B, I will soon. Kevin, it's not the right answer. You should be like, hey, I'm gonna go to the description section tonight, complete the paperwork tonight, and I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow because I gave the blueprint of how I did it in the description section. LB, hi, the information is very helpful. Thanks. You're welcome. Definitely appreciate the feedback. Evan, I sent 21-4138, regular my claims filed by mail. In fact, like you said, in older video, it took about 2 months. All right. You said, there you go. Somebody's listening, like in other videos. Okay. So that's all the questions that we have tonight. Everyone, I just want to thank everyone for joining tonight. If you haven't, before you log off, hit that like button. Again, go to the website. It's there scrolling across the bottom. You can find it in the description section as well. Again, I'm going to be doing these videos every other Wednesday. And I'm going to have like 2 or 3 topics. I'm going to try to keep it to 2 or 3 topics that I'm just going to briefly discuss. And that gives me more time to answer more questions. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Good info, KMD. Appreciate it. Got my claims folder. Took me exactly 11 and a half months, 15 days before my appeal was due. I used U.S. Postal Service via return receipt. Okay. So what I tell people, if you are denied, like he said, or she, I'm sorry, stated, appeal, you have 12 months to appeal from the date of that notification letter. Okay. So to say I'm gonna do it soon or wait, I haven't done it yet, it behoove you to wait, okay? Because if you got 12 months and this individual, that means they only got like 2 weeks to get their appeal together, okay? And then if you got to go get a DBQ done by a private doctor, now you're really pushing it, okay? Thank you. An hour goes by fast. Man, I know, right, Benny? I'm looking up at the clock and I'm like, man, it just said 23 minutes ago and it's a little bit over an hour. Yep. Thanks, KMD. Not a problem. You're welcome. I received a 10%. I have to, man, is that for a back condition, Eddie? Yep. Lumbosacral. The L is not on a strain. Range of motion 60 degrees. Should be 20%. 60 degrees. Look under the general rating schedule criteria. Lumbosacral strain is diagnostic code 5237. I don't know the forward flexion right off the top of my head. I want to say it is 20%, but double check. Hit the show more button below. That claims folder is important to have. There you go. That's where you get it. What are the fees? The fees for getting a copy of the claims folder, that would be free, Eddie. Okay. So that being said, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you week after next, the 22nd. Okay, so if you know, please share. Wait a minute. We're going to leave this on a good note. LB, I really, really appreciate that. And I'm definitely, when I get off here tonight, I'm going to be hitting my social media person up. We got to get that page up for that school. I'm reaching out to the principal. But again, I really, really appreciate the super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Eddie, thanks. Not a problem. Hey, everybody stay safe and enjoy the upcoming weekend. All right. Take care. Night.